all this. If the master of the house had known the hour when the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be prepared. For an hour you do not expect, the Son of Man will come. Then Peter said, Lord, is this parable meant for us or for everyone? And the Lord replied, Who then is the faithful and prudent steward, whom the master will put in charge of his servants to distribute the food allowance at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master on arrival finds doing so. Truly I say to you, he will put him in charge of all his property. But if that servant says to himself, My master is delayed in coming, and begins to beat the men servants and the maidservants, to eat and drink and get drunk, then that servant's master will come on an unexpected day and at an unknown hour, and will punish the servant severely, and assign him a place with the unfaithful. That servant who knew his master's will, but did not make preparations nor act in accordance with his will, shall be beaten severely. And the servant who was ignorant of his master's will, but acted in a way deserving of a severe beating, shall be beaten only lightly. Much will be required of the person entrusted with much, and still more will be demanded of the person entrusted with more. The Gospel of the Lord. Gospel of Luke chapter 12, verse 39 to 48. A reminder that we're called to be good and faithful stewards. There are many things that God has given us, many gifts that we are called to be good stewards of. And somehow we're called to be stewards in the midst of mystery. How come God gives more to some and not to others? How come God doesn't give equally, but differently? Yet, we're all given, and we're all stewards. And to us, gifts have been entrusted for the good of others. And we're called to give and share those gifts with others. But one gift that we all share, although we experience it differently, is the gift of life. We've been gifted with life. We have to take it for granted. But once again, this gift is also enveloped with great mystery. How come some get to live long lives and others get to live a short life? How come some get to live comfortably while others live in a life of sufferings? Once again, stewards indeed, but stewards in the midst of mystery. On my way over here, I was talking to a friend in regards to the death of a loved one, and typically of what happens when someone dies. We enter into sorrow, into grief, and the many questions, why, and how come like this and not like that, and much anger that can be directed towards God, very healthy, very appropriate, a God who could truly handle our anger, and He knows that when we speak, we're just speaking out of anger, out of hurt, not so much with a desire to hurt God, but out of our own hurt. And often there's a couple of dead ends, I call it, dead ends. When in the middle of grief you start thinking about the future, oh boy, that's a dead end. It just makes your grieving worse. Or whose fault it is. That's another dead end. It just makes the matter worse. Or why did this person die? Another dead end that could magnify our grief. There's one line that's helped me navigate my own grief, navigate the mysteries in which we are enveloped. Stewards, yes, yet stewards in the midst of mystery. And the one quote that helps me, I remember a professor, Father Valley, a great professor that I had at the seminary, one of his favorite lines, I think he was quoting Gabriel Marcel, or I can't remember which philosopher, and the line said, "Life is not a problem to solve, but it's a mystery to live." Life is not a problem that we somehow need to figure out and to solve, but it's just mystery that we're called to live out. I like to add to that phrase, not just a mystery that we're called to live, but a mystery that we're called to live in love. It's ultimately love. It's the purpose of our existence. Love is why God has given us the gift He's given us. It is because of love that sometimes He gives some to one and nothing to others, so that we may grow to learn how to share, and in doing so to express love. I don't claim to know all the mysteries, an answer to all the mysteries of life. And when I find myself in a dead end as a steward of gifts enveloped with mystery, I just remind myself, life is not a problem to solve. It's a mystery to live, and to live in love. May that be for all of us.